Alright, example number 2. We're only going to do 3 examples. There's 4 in the book. We're just going to do the three main rational functions in this section. So, example type number 2. Here we go. Graph this. You could type that in your calculator if you wanted to right now, but let's go through our three things. At the very first slide I threw up there to you. You have to find your x-intercepts, you got to find your vertical asymptote, and then you got to find your horizontal asymptote. So I like to write those 3 things out. Your x-intercepts, number 2 your vertical asymptote, and number 3 your horizontal asymptote. So x-intercepts, how do you find them? You set the numerator equal to 0. So 2x squared equals 0. Solve. Divided by 2, 2x squared still equal to 0. Square root, x equals plus or minus 0, which is just 0. X-intercepts at x equals 0. Alright, number 2, how do you find your vertical asymptotes? Well, set the denominator equal to 0. So, x squared minus 9 equals 0. So this is step number 1. Step number 2. So x squared equals, move that over, 9, square root, x equals plus or minus, people forget that, 3. So vertical asymptotes, x equals positive 3, x equals negative 3. Yes, you need the x equals part. If you just told me 3 and negative 3, I'm not going to accept it, because what is a vertical asymptote? It's a line, right? That's a line. Vertical line, that's a vertical line. This line could be x equals negative 3. This line could be x equals positive 3. So make sure you tell me both of those. Number 3, horizontal asymptote. You don't solve anything. You have to remember something. The chart. Is it m is less than n, greater than n, or equal to n? Well, what is m again? That's the degree of the numerator. Highest degree is 2. What is n? The degree of the denominator, which is 2, which means m is equal to n. Do you remember what's true if m is equal to n? It says, and this is where you have to pay attention because we didn't do this yet, it says y equals, basically it's like a over b. It's they put this in the book, a to the m over b to the n. Basically it's this. This thing right here is the leading coefficient of the numerator over b is the leading coefficient of the denominator. So what's the leading coefficient of the numerator? Well, hopefully you remember what that means. That's 2. The highest, the coefficient with the highest degree. There's 2. There's my a. What's my b? Leading coefficient denominator. Well, is it this or this? Well, this is the highest degree, which means 1 is the leading coefficient. So 2 over 1, which is just equal to 2. Now don't tell me the horizontal asymptote is 2. Tell me the horizontal asymptote is y equals 2 over 1, which is 2. So y equals 2 over 1. So horizontal asymptote y equals 2. So you'll notice that it shouldn't cross y equals 2. Shouldn't cross these ones here, and it should have some x-intercepts at 0. So let's look at the graph here. Let's see what they put here. Now you can't see anything. Let's just do this. If you put this in your calculator, this is what you should see. And if you don't, you can change your window. You can make it look like this. Notice what this is. This red line right here. That's x equals negative 3, which is your vertical asymptote. Look at this line. X equals positive 3, which is another vertical asymptote. You already told me that. Look how it never touches. Like it'll go here and it just keep going straight out almost. Straight out. It'll never touch this line right here. What's this line right here? Y equals 2. And that's what we already figured out by hand. We already figured that out. It shouldn't cross y equals 2. What's the other thing you see on here? Notice this. What is that? That's an x-intercept. What is it? 0, 0. We already said And the last thing we wrote down, 0 is an x-intercept, all based by hand. So you have to understand what you did earlier so it makes sense when you look at it right here. Your vertical asymptotes, your x-intercept, and then your horizontal asymptotes. So if I ask you to graph, once again, just go to your table, start plotting some points. Here's a point, here's a point, here's a point, here's a point. These are called branches, by the way. Here's a branch, here's a branch, here's a branch. Okay? So, this is how we do it. Example 2 is done. So if m is equal to n, basically the key is, where's the horizontal asymptote? We found it to be this.